Welcome to Creative Pages with Catherine. I'm Catherine, and it's time for another Craft Your Stash, this time with a Christmas in July theme. This is hosted by Tasha at Sunflower Tasha DIYs, and we have a special guest host this month, Bobby at Arrows DIY. I am going to be showcasing a few projects from Christmas past. We are still in moving limbo, going across the country here, and I thought this was a fun way to participate and show off a few projects you may not have seen in a while. So enjoy. This first one is a quick look at our custom pages. I hope you like my seasonal sightings interpretation on this one. Sketch number 6 looks like this. Have a single page sketch we're going to be doing. We'll just go ahead and work on this page number 1 over here. I'm going to go ahead over to the layout tab. Let's pull out a background. We're going to use seasonal sightings here. And I really liked one of our Fast to Fab pages here, and I'm hoping it'll work out for me. Yes, because I love this little pine element on it, and I think it's going to look great with my photos. Let me grab a border first, and I just want to do a light border. Probably would help if I actually pick the picture I want to put the border on first. So there we go. I've went ahead and I picked this nice darker green because it'll go wonderfully with the element on this page. And it looks pretty good. I'm going to apply to all. And so that way you can see it's already populated the other 3 photos on this page with the border. I'm going to go ahead into my photos. I have my imported photos. I guess since I took it kind of close, it's going to come in kind of close because I took it more, what is it, portrait versus landscape. It's going to look a little bit different, but it'll be okay for our purposes today. And here is another door with another wreath on it that we saw in our travels. Go ahead and do all wreaths, why not? In our elements, we have poinsettia edge. When I did the seasonal sighting intro the other day, here we go, I'll move it a little bit closer so y'all can see. I actually did show this one off, and we do have it available digitally. So I'm going to add it to my layout, and of course I want it to be at the top, and I want it to be smaller, and we're also going to color it, but I want to turn it as well because I want to add a second border above it. And so here I want to make this one red. We're just going to go ahead and pull in a second one. What can I say? So we'll just go ahead and shrink it and turn it again and add it right next to it. And we're going to create this border. So we already have our red populated at the top, so at least that I have going for me. And so we have 2 of those. Let's keep going. I do want another element, and I want it to be this spiked, oh, what is this one called? I don't know if it's spiked ivy or spiked evergreen, I think is what it's called. But I want it kind of coming out from behind our little poinsettia edge we put on here. And I do want it to be the darker green. And we're going to go ahead and move it behind. So I'm just going to leave it large so that way you'll see it coming in from behind there. We're going to grab another one of these to just go ahead and pull back in and line it up here. There we go. How does that look? It looks a little bit busy and it's making it hard to see our poinsettia, isn't it? So let's go ahead and pull this back to the front. Come on. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and change the color to the white so that way it'll disappear a little bit more behind there. And then we'll see how that looks. Our Fast to Fab that we're working on has that tan background to it. So we should be able to still see our evergreen without it being too dramatic. There we go. That's helping our little poinsettias to stand out. But we still need something for that right side. Let's try this. Let's see here. We're going to have to go smaller for sure, but at least it will cover up that space that we have up here. And we might just wind up taking out that second house. Okay, so there's no place like home for the holidays, is what that says up there. It covers up our space that we needed covered. So we're going to go with it. And we need just a small journal box in the bottom. Let's go ahead back to our elements here, our tonal journal boxes. We need something more like this. Okay. To fit our space here. And I'm going to make it just a little bit wider if I can grab it. Okay, and then I'm going to center it underneath the left side of our layout. Let's change the color of this. Let's go with the white. And then we will go ahead and add a text box so that way we can write in it. Oops, here's our text box here. We've got to grab it and move it over into our box here. So all of our words will fit actually in the space we need it to fit in. We can pick a color for our text. You can pick a font if you want. You can also pick your color. So maybe let's put it in our dark emerald green here, not emerald, evergreen green that we have. And how's about we put wreaths at Christmas. Whoops, CHRISTMAS. There we go. Okay. We need that to be just a little bit bigger and maybe bold. There we go, so we can see it a little bit better. So here's our wreaths at Christmas. When you all are doing your custom products, make sure to save and probably don't live stream while you're doing it. How was that for a quick look at our custom pages? And you saw you can use any collection that you would like with those pages. And if you need more information on those pages, I do have another video I will link in the description box below. But let's move on to a fun card. This one is using our Christmas cheer collection and several of our ornament embellishments. Let's take a quick look. You can see here where we're going. Start with our scrap of the white snowflake page with the ornament on the back. And of course, we're going to use the front side of it afterwards. I did pull a sentiment for the inside of the card. We're just going to go ahead. I did cut these at 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, our standard A2 card. I have this Christmas love sticker. I know I don't usually do the stickers first, but this one is going down here. And so I want to make sure I have the placement of my stickers lined up where I want them to be. So now let me get my tape runner on these ornaments here. So let's start here, and then we're going to come down to here. And again, if you want to use your zero centering ruler again, you can, but I am just going to go ahead and place these kind of just angling down. And then with my Deck the Halls and the Christmas Love, it reinforces the colors that we have in our ornaments. And then I just really liked the Holly Jolly Christmas. Also brought in the green and as well as the stars that we find on our paper. So we have our Christmas Love and Deck the Halls on the front. And then let's add our Holly Jolly Christmas inside. You can always put it on the top as well if that's what you choose. But just thought, it gave us a good opportunity to do that. So there is card number 1 for our Christmas cheer collection. And card number 2 is coming your way. We are going to use the ornament side of that paper because we had from cutting that strip, just that little bit of extra. It wound up being perfect to do our 2 cards. These are going to layer just slightly offset, so I need to go ahead and get this one stuck down over here. So I have to remember with my finger which end to put the repositionable tape on. So that way I can get that layered on this way, get some of this extra, a little bit of shine from the tape off. But I did kind of think it was good to maybe try to line up the circles here. That way it looks like our star is in motion a little bit. And then I think I was going to put this one on the front of this. But let me layer this one first, and then we'll make sure here. No, this one is going up here. I can't remember if I was going to have this one up at, no, I think this was at the bottom. Yep, so this one's going up here. This one's coming over here. Could put this on here on a foam square. But I think it actually looks a little bit better here, and I think I might even angle it to add kind of that third star in motion a little bit more as well. So there we go. That way it gives that extra effect to that one. And then we're going to put our Magic of Christmas on the front here. This bottom corner. You can use foam squares if you like. And then here's our Christmas cheer for the inside of our card. So here's this one close up. There you go. What did y'all think about that quick look at those 2 beautiful ornament cards using our Christmas cheer collection? We're going to move now into a really fun shaker card using our seasonal sightings collection and one of our memorabilia pockets. Let's get this put together. We want this piece, obviously it's going to go in the center. So let's go ahead and add a little more repositionable tape here, because this needs to be centered first. And the easiest way to center it is going to be by lining this piece up first. And I've just put a little piece at the very top, so that way it'll hold it in place while we position this other one back in. You can see where we cut it. Make sure you line that back up. So essentially, we cut a piece of paper and we're putting it back together again. And then we're going to lift this up. And actually, I probably should have put it on the side, but that's okay. We're going to pull that off. We're going to put this on, but I actually do need this on the side. So that way we can get our pocket under here and have it so it's lined up just right. So that way this fold is not seen. I'm going to pull off the backing that has the sticky part. So these are self-sticking, whereas the peekaboo pockets were not. Now we can pick up our other memorabilia pocket. And I did kind of position the deer in the top. And really, you want it to be where it's close to the top edge of the card here, because in this window, you see, is where we're going to see our actual deer going through. And I'm going to pull this up because I know I got my pocket straight. Let's line it back up again. That looks pretty good. There we go. So now there is the front of our shaker card, and our card is whole. I did rub the inside with my dryer sheet, but we'll get this shaking here, and you can see the little bits from the other punch moving around easier. My little reindeer's moving around a little bit too, and there you go. So let's go ahead and get the inside of this card, and then we're going to add one extra element to our front as well. But I do want to go ahead and put down my little border here. There we go. So there's the top of our card. And we're going to add this tag over here towards the corner, just coming down with the little Christmas tree. So there's that on the inside of our card. And then you can just write whichever Christmas message you want. You have the whole card to work on. versus using the peekaboo pocket on this one. Remember, we cut out this whole window and we had our little spider in here, but you could really only write here without being seen or around the edges. And I wanted to actually show you another way that you could do the shaker and still write on the entire card. And we're just gonna put these at the corners because I thought that these gold gems would be just beautiful, and they are self-sticking. So there you go, a quick card for Christmas that would impress any of your friends, and you have plenty of space to write inside. Now that we're done getting all shaken up with our shaker card, did you know that you can follow me on Instagram and Facebook at the same handle, Creative Pages with Catherine? Check out the description box below this video for direct links, or just give me a quick search and you will find it. One more thing real quick. We have added a contest to everyone who is watching the playlist. Check out my description box below this video for details. I'll also pop in a couple of pictures real quick here. You're going to want to make sure you comment on every video, so follow the link to the playlist for your chance to win one of 3 $25 gift cards. My final project, I am going to show you a quick tag hack using our Bevel Tag Punch, which is currently marked down. This is July 2024. So if you want to get a deal on this punch, follow the link in my description box and it will be directly linked with all of the fun punches we currently have on sale right now. The sale should run through September, but it's always while supplies last. Let's check it out. I'm going to go ahead and use my punch to cut out my tag base. So you see when I lift up the punch, you have your nice tag piece, but you also have this piece here. And that piece there is going to make the first half of your ornament. And then we're going to put it together with another piece, and there you have it. One I did earlier, I used the Mandela Burst punch, and I punched out a piece for the top and the bottom. So these are actually 2 punches layered on top of each other, one on the bottom underneath the oval, and then I put in my 2 sides, and then the top with another piece of mandala, and then these little pieces that I used to decorate the ornament are from where I punched the mandala punch. But for this one, I'm going to do something a little bit simpler. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take our tag piece, we're going to take our red oval, that's going to be the base of our ornament, and I'm going to put this kind of a little bit above the bottom, because when you put in your pieces, you kind of want it to line up more with the top of the oval than the bottom. So here we go, we're going to go a little bit more towards the bottom part of the tag itself. I'm going to add in my sides. This can be a little bit tricky, but it's worth the look. It makes such a cute ornament in the end. There we go. And you'll see we have a little bit of gapping at both the top and the bottom, but that's what our little piece of gold is going to help cover. And then I've taken 2 of our punches from our mini punch trio set, our petal punch and our star punch, and I've punched a petal for the top above the ornament top here to accent it going upwards a little bit here. So I'm going to actually layer that down first, and then I'm going to put our 1 inch by 1/2 inch piece on top of it, because you want it to come in below the center of the actual punch part of the tag. Here we go. My stars I've punched from the goldenrod cardstock and from our Christmas plaid. So I'm going to layer these on to the middle of the ornament, kind of like what I did with my Mandela one where I decorated the center of my ornament. Of course, you can always just leave it plain if you want to, but I tend to like adding a couple of little extra decorative pieces. Getting our Christmas plaid placed on top of the goldenrod. And there you go. You have 2 ideas for different ornaments that you can create using essentially what comes off the top of our new Bevel Tag Punch. Well, thank you so much for joining me in my journey of Christmas past. I hope you all enjoyed seeing all of the fun projects that I featured for you today. Thank you again to Tasha and Favi for hosting us. Go ahead and drop a comment letting me know which project was your favorite. And hit the subscribe button if you're not already a subscriber. I do a lot of fun projects on here with different scrapbooking inspiration cards, as well as a few paper crafts. And if you're new to scrapbooking, I also have a What is Scrapbooking series where you can learn some techniques and tips for scrapbooking, as well as all about different tools to use or not use when scrapbooking, because you might want a digital scrapbook like I showed earlier in this video. Until next time.